No one really knew what was inside that old mansion. It stood at the end of Hollow Creek Road, surrounded by twisted trees that seemed to bend just to whisper ancient secrets. The windows were always shut, even in summer, and every clock taken inside, every single one, just stopped. They didn't break. They didn't slow down. They stopped. Exactly at 3:17 a.m., the first disappearances happened in 1978. 3 teenagers, then a nurse, a retired sheriff, and in the 90s, an entire family. The case was filed, reopened, filed again. No leads, no logical explanation. Still, the house remained. What few people knew, or pretended not to know, was that the traffic cameras on that road sometimes caught lights turning on inside the house on random nights. Lights no one could explain, because no one lived there. The police tried installing motion sensors. Every piece of equipment failed at the exact same time, 3:17 a.m. In recent months, a new wave of disappearances reignited the story. Curious, teens, urban legend hunters, people chasing viral content to get famous online. None of them came back. And now, a new group decided to go in. One of them, the only one who survived, told a story that no official report would record. A story you're about to hear. A story where time doesn't flow the same way. The first thing you notice is the silence. Not the normal kind of silence from a countryside night, but the kind that presses against your eardrums until it feels like something is screaming inside your own head. Hollow Creek Road stretches ahead like a black ribbon cutting through the forest. The asphalt is wet, and the distorted reflections from the streetlights ripple across the ground like liquid shadows. You grip your phone tightly as your flashlight beam flickers with every step. Behind you, the other 3 whisper nervously. "Are you sure this is the place?" Jenna asks, her voice trembling. "Yeah, it's right around this curve," Aaron answers, the bravest one, or maybe just the dumbest. The group has watched dozens of videos about the house. Amateur documentaries, blurry recordings, legends shared on old forums, but no real footage from the inside. No one who entered ever posted anything afterward. The twisted tree appears out of nowhere, like a sentinel, and just beyond it you see it for the first time. The house. The dark wood seems to swallow the light. The windows are coated with soot, or maybe shadows. It's hard to tell. No animal sounds, no crickets, no wind. As if the whole world had stopped the same moment the clocks did. Jenna stops walking, on the verge of tears. I don't think this is a good idea. Aaron laughs, but the sound is strained. "It'll be quick. We go in, record, and get out. It's gonna blow up online, you'll see." He lifts his professional camera, the only real piece of gear among them. The rest only have phones. "It's gonna blow up," Jenna repeats softly, but it sounds more like a prayer than sarcasm. As you cross the rusty gate, it screeches, a sharp, metallic sound like nails dragging across steel. For a moment, a cold wind brushes the back of your neck, though not a single leaf moves around you. And then you realize your watch has stopped. You look at your wrist. 3:17, the same time mentioned in every story. You laugh nervously, trying to convince yourself it's just a coincidence. But Jenna is already staring at her own watch. Aaron, too. All of them stopped at the exact same moment. The air feels heavy, charged, like the seconds themselves are suffocating. The porch creaks under Aaron's steps as he climbs the stairs. There's something wrong about the way the wood vibrates. Not like it's old, but like it's breathing. You can feel it in your bones. When he pushes the door, it opens without resistance, groaning in a low tone, almost like a human sigh. The hallway inside is drowned in darkness. The air smells of iron, mold, and something sweet. But not the sweetness of food. The sweetness of old flesh. Aaron turns on the camera's flashlight. The beam cuts through the shadows, revealing paintings on the walls, except the frames are empty. No portraits, no photographs, just black, glossy surfaces that reflect your faces in strange, warped ways. Jenna takes a step back. I don't like this. You don't either. But there's something hypnotic about the house, as if it wants you to go deeper. In the kitchen, on the table, there's an old wall clock. It shows exactly 3:17, the second hand frozen in place. Aaron chuckles nervously. Someone's doing this on purpose. They must be sneaking in to mess with this stuff. But you can feel that's not true. No footprints, no disturbed dust. Time itself feels wrong here. Then it happens. A loud crack echoes from upstairs. You all freeze. Another one. Closer this time. Footsteps, slow and deliberate. Who's there? Aaron shouts, trying to sound confident. Silence. Then the sound of a clock. Tick-tock, coming from every direction at once. Jenna starts crying quietly. You feel panic crawling down your spine like cold water. The walls groan. The ticking grows louder. And then the camera light flickers once. For a single second, just one, you see a tall shadow standing at the top of the stairs. It doesn't move. It doesn't breathe. It just watches. Then, the light dies. In the absolute darkness, you hear Jenna's voice whisper right next to your ear. It wasn't just a legend. The ticking stops. The phones lose signal, and the house traps you inside. The silence that follows the shadow is different. Before, it was thick, heavy, suffocating. Now, it's alive. You can feel it sliding along the walls, circling the group like something that thinks, that watches, that chooses. The camera's flashlight flickers again, weakly, revealing for a brief second the top of the staircase. Empty. The shadow is gone. But the feeling that something's still there doesn't fade. Aaron, Jenna whispers. I saw it, he says, voice hoarse. I swear I saw it. You all retreat to the center of the hallway. The air feels colder now. Not the usual kind of cold, but one that sticks to your skin, seeps through your nose, and fills your body with a metallic numbness. You try to open the front door. It won't budge. No sound, no visible lock. It's as if it was never opened to begin with. That's not possible, you mutter, pushing harder. Aaron curses under his breath, and then you all hear it. Tick. Tock. The sound returns, but no longer from a single clock. It's coming from inside the walls, the ceiling, the floor, as if the entire house were ticking together, perfectly synchronized to that cursed time. You all turn at once when the first stair creaks, like someone or something has just stepped down. Jenna covers her mouth. You can hear her breathing quicken beside you. Aaron raises the camera again, trying to steady the flashlight, but his hand shakes. Another creak, then another. Slow, heavy footsteps descending. But there's no body, nothing visible. Just the staircase moving on its own, as if being used by a ghost too heavy to be seen. Aaron swallows hard. It's gotta be sensors or something. Someone rigged this place to scare us. He says it, but his voice betrays him. He doesn't believe a single word. Suddenly, every door in the hallway slams shut at once, with a crash that shakes the floor. Jenna screams. The camera drops. You rush forward and grab it before it breaks. When you lift it, for a single heartbeat, a pale figure flashes in the cracked hallway mirror. No face, just a gray void, a smudged human blur half erased. Your heart pounds. The reflection vanishes when you blink. Jenna bolts toward the kitchen. Aaron follows. You can feel the air behind you moving, being pulled somehow. In the kitchen, the wall clock still shows 3:17, But now, the hands are turning, slowly, backward. Aaron rips it off the wall and hurls it to the floor. The glass shatters, the hands keep spinning among the shards, as if nothing broke at all. Jenna presses herself against the wall. This isn't real. This isn't real. You try turning on your phone, no signal. The battery that was full minutes ago now shows 1%. Every device does the same. Then, footsteps again. But this time, coming from inside the kitchen. Except the three of you are already there. Something scrapes the floor. A long, sharp drag, like nails clawing the wood. Aaron spins the camera. The light lands on a corner that was empty seconds ago, but isn't anymore. A chair lies overturned, and behind it, a body, or at least something shaped like one. Hunched, thin, too skeletal to be human. The skin is translucent, like wet paper, dark veins visible beneath. It moves in a jagged, broken way, bones cracking like dry wood. No face, just a void where the head should be, a pulsating hole of dense shadow. Jenna doesn't scream this time. She just stops breathing. Aaron takes 2 steps back, stumbles over the counter, and falls. The creature turns the hollow where its head should be toward you. And then, the clocks explode with sound, all at once. A deafening chorus of frantic ticks, as if thousands of clocks inside the walls were screaming that time has run out. The thing moves closer, slowly. 1 step, 2. You feel pressure building in your chest with every inch it gains. The clock hands on the floor spin faster and faster. The whole kitchen vibrates. Aaron lifts the camera. The creature stops. For a heartbeat, silence again. Then, it runs. You all bolt down the hallway, tripping through shadows, crashing into furniture, not daring to look back. When you reach the front door, something is written on it. Words that weren't there before. Dripping crooked letters, carved as if with a rust-stained fingernail. Time cannot be rewritten. You shove the door with all your strength. Nothing. It won't open. And behind you, footsteps. Slow. Measured. Tick. Tock. Tick. Tock. Jenna starts praying. Aaron cries. You feel trapped in a nightmare, but you don't wake up. The creature is coming down the hallway, and there's nowhere left to run. You slam the door again, harder this time. Useless. It's like pushing against solid concrete. Jenna starts pounding with her fists, sobbing. Aaron curses between clenched teeth. The footsteps keep coming, slow and steady, like the creature has all the time in the world. Tick. Tock. Tick. Tock. You can feel the sound reverberating inside your chest. Not just hearing it, but feeling it vibrate through your bones, through your flesh. Jenna stops pounding on the door and turns around. We're going to die here. Shut up, Aaron whispers, but his voice cracks. You stare down the hallway. The thing is only a few meters away now. You can see it more clearly. If clearly even applies to that. The translucent skin doesn't fully cover its body, exposing deformed bones and something that looks like gears? Yes. Inside it, behind the slick, wet flesh, rusty gears are turning slowly, as if the monster were some unholy fusion of flesh and clockwork. Aaron takes a step forward, raising the camera like it might protect someone. Stay away from us. The creature stops. The head, or the empty space where the head should be, tilts to the side. A metallic creak echoes, like the groan of an old hinge. Then, it spreads its arms, slowly. And behind it, the doors along the hallway begin to open on their own. One by one. Creak. 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 From each room comes a different sound, muffled crying, Childish laughter, low moans, as if the entire house were full of people, but none of them truly alive. Aaron keeps filming, his hands trembling. On the tiny screen, you can see the creature vibrating, like it's out of focus, even though it's right there in front of you, as if the camera can't fully capture it. Jenna whispers, "This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare." You grab her hand, tightly. "Don't look back." "What?" "Just don't." She understands, doesn't question. But Aaron is still staring at the thing. "Guys, do you see that?" he mutters. There are numbers on its chest. You glance quickly, and yes, red glowing numbers are appearing on the flesh. 03:17, like a countdown clock. "It's going down," Jenna whispers. "Oh God, it's counting down." The creature takes its first step. The sound of grinding gears merges with the ticking. The hallway seems to narrow, as if the walls themselves are closing in. Aaron backs away. You grab Jenna and pull her toward the side staircase, the same one where you saw the shadow earlier. She hesitates, but follows. With every step you climb, the cold deepens, like the air itself is freezing from the inside out. At the top, there's an attic, dark, filled with furniture draped in dusty sheets. You close the door behind you, though you know it won't hold anything. Aaron sets the camera down and grabs a piece of wood, holding it like a weapon. Jenna curls up in the corner, sobbing quietly. You fight to keep your mind steady. Short breaths, each passing second stretches into eternity. Then a metallic click sounds on the other side of the door. Tick, tock. The doorknob turns slowly. You grab a rusty piece of metal, probably part of some broken furniture, and brace yourself. The door opens a few inches. The hallway is empty. Silence. Aaron lifts the camera, panting. "Where is it?" You don't answer. There's no right answer. Then, from behind you, deep in the attic, comes the sound of something scraping against wood. Slow. Persistent. Jenna screams. The creature is inside the attic. It didn't come through the door. It formed out of the shadows on the ceiling, as if it had always been there. Aaron's flashlight catches it for a split second. That faceless face, that mass of pulsing gears. And then on its chest, the clock reads 00:01. The creature lunges. Aaron throws the piece of wood. Useless. Jenna runs for a window. You try to reach her, but the floor creaks, and the creature is faster. It grabs Aaron by the neck with fingers too thin, too long, and lifts him into the air. The camera falls. The lens cracks. The last thing you see in the reflection is Aaron fighting against the void. The clock hits 0. The house shakes. Every window slams shut at once. The walls groan like a sinking ship. You feel a crushing pressure in your ears, as if you're being pulled into something, invisible. Jenna screams your name, but her voice dissolves into the air. Then, everything turns white. Silence. You wake up on the living room floor, alone. The wall clock reads 3:17. Again. There's no sign of Aaron, no sign of Jenna. The front door is open, and you have no memory of how you got there. You sit on the floor for a few seconds, trying to breathe. Your head throbs. Your ears buzz as if a bomb had gone off. The silence has returned, but it's not comforting. It's empty. The room looks different. The furniture is covered in dust, the wallpaper peeling, cobwebs hanging from corners you don't remember seeing before. Everything looks older, decades older. You look at the wall clock. It still shows 3:17, the hands frozen. But the wood is now dark, rotted. The cold hasn't gone away. It's spreading. Aaron? Jenna? Your voice echoes. Dry, unanswered. You try to stand, but your legs shake. Then you notice a dark stain on the floor, an uneven trail leading from the kitchen to the hallway, as if something had been dragged. You take a deep breath and follow it. Each step echoes too loudly, like the house is a hollow shell. The wood creaks. The ceiling breathes. When you reach the kitchen, you see the broken clock still on the floor. Only now it's completely covered in rust. The hands are still turning backward. Slowly. You realize you're trapped somewhere between the time that's passed and the time that hasn't happened yet. The trail leads to the staircase. The same hallway where you saw the creature. The same place where Aaron fell. You grip the banister tightly, climb, or leave. The front door is open. The street is there. You can see the rain falling outside. But something's wrong. Very wrong. The trees don't move with the wind. The rain falls, but makes no sound. The streetlights don't flicker. They're frozen, motionless. Time has stopped, and you're alone in it. You close the door slowly and start to climb. The air on the staircase is colder than before. The ticking sound is back, faint but present, coming from somewhere upstairs. With each step, your breathing grows heavier, and deep down, a memory begins to form. Something you can't quite remember, but that's always been there. The house isn't just a house. At the top, the attic door is ajar. A dim light, not electric, glows from within, like a distant lantern. You push it open. The attic is no longer covered in sheets and old furniture. Now it's somewhere else. A long, dark, wooden hallway, rotted and narrow, lined with dozens of wall clocks on both sides, all of them frozen at 3:17. You take a step. The clocks make the same sound together, like a mechanical heart. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. It feels like you're walking inside the throat of some giant creature. At the far end, a figure stands with its back to you. Tall, thin, still. Aaron? You call out. The figure doesn't answer. You take another step. The floor creaks. The clocks go wild all at once, and the figure turns around. It's not Aaron. It's you. Or something that looks like you. Same clothes, same hair, same face. But the eyes, empty, black as the center of a broken clock. You shouldn't have stayed. The voice is yours, but colder, emotionless. You step back. What is this? You stayed when you should have left. Now you belong to time. It smiles. A smile you would never make. And it never lets anyone go. The clocks stop. The floor cracks open like shattered glass. A black void swirls beneath your feet, swallowing everything. Sound, light, air. You run down the corridor, stumbling over fragments of time, while your copy walks behind you, unhurried, as if knowing the escape is useless. You reach the end. An old wooden door, carved with a symbol, a circle crossed by clock hands. You turn the knob. Nothing. The shadow of your copy looms closer. You pound the door. Push. Nothing. Then, a whisper seeps from within the wood. Say the words. What words? You stammer. The clocks start again, slow but synchronized. You close your eyes. The phrase surfaces in your mind, as if someone had whispered it straight into your skull. Time belongs to no one. As soon as you whisper it, the door clicks open. Beyond it, a staircase descending into darkness. A smell of rust and damp earth fills your lungs. You go down. Your copy doesn't follow. It only watches. At the bottom, a circular room glows with dozens of clocks floating in midair, suspended as if by will alone. Suspense. The center, a pedestal holds a small metal box, ancient and covered in symbols. You approach. The wristwatch you didn't even realize you were wearing starts to vibrate. When you touch the box, Every clock stops. Then they all begin to spin again, this time forward. A warm wind sweeps through the room. Then you hear footsteps behind you. Slowly you turn. Aaron is there. But something's wrong. The face is his, but the eyes are the same as your copies. And he's smiling. The sound of footsteps doesn't stop. You start moving faster, and so does he. The forest swallows the last traces of light, and the world seems to shrink until there's nothing left but you, your shallow breathing, and the cold certainty that you're no longer alone. Then, everything goes silent. No crickets, no snapping branches, nothing. Absolute silence, as if the forest itself is holding its breath. You turn around, and something is standing among the trees. You can't see its face. The figure is tall, slender. Still, as if it doesn't breathe, as if it didn't come from anywhere. It just exists. Your chest tightens. Every instinct tells you to run, but your legs refuse, because deep down you know, if you run, it'll follow. Then it tilts its head to the side. The motion is slow, uneven, like an animal trying to understand its prey. And in that moment you realize it knows exactly who you are. Before you can react, a whisper drifts through the wind. I've been waiting for you. The forest, once just a backdrop, now closes in around you. And for the first time you understand, there's no easy way out. There's no light at the end of this path. There's only it, and you. And this is just the beginning. Then, silence again. The figure fades into the darkness as if it was never there. But the air still carries the whisper. You know you weren't just watched. You were chosen. As you walk back, something feels different. The world doesn't look the same, as if the forest left a piece of itself inside you. And deep down, you understand. Whatever's out there, lurking, will find you again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, or maybe it's already standing right behind you. Some encounters don't happen by chance. They're invitations. Until the next story.